I had poured my heart into every detail of our life together, sacrificing dreams, bending my world around his, staying silent when he faltered, celebrating his victories as if they were mine, believing that love was a currency I was willing to spend endlessly. But that night, the moment that shattered everything, came quietly, deceptively, as he looked at me over dinner, his eyes cold, distant, and uttered the words I never thought I would hear. Leave! As if the years of devotion, the nights spent worrying while he slept, the sacrifices I had made were nothing more than dust in the wind, and for a heartbeat I froze, my chest tightening, a storm of disbelief, rage, and sorrow colliding. Yet instead of yelling, instead of begging, I let the initial shock transform into a measured, icy determination, realizing that if he could treat me like this without remorse, I had to reclaim my power in a way he would never anticipate. Over the following days, I carefully traced every interaction, every secret he thought he could hide, every lie that he believed was safe, building a tapestry of evidence not to punish for the sake of cruelty, but to expose the truth of his selfishness to the people he had manipulated, trusted, and deceived. And I began planting subtle signs of my awareness, letting him sense, just faintly, that the calm woman before him was no longer blind, that patience and strategy had replaced heartbreak, until the perfect moment arrived at a gathering he had invited me to, thinking I would attend silently, subdued, ready to play the part of the discarded lover, and I executed my plan with precision, revealing his duplicity through carefully compiled messages, photographs, and videos, allowing friends and colleagues to witness the man he truly was, his pride crumbling as the laughter, the whispers, the judging glances confirmed that his world, the world he thought he controlled, was no longer his, and as he stammered through feeble excuses, panic in his eyes, I remained calm, silent, letting the weight of his exposure sink in fully, understanding that the real revenge was in watching him face the consequences of his disregard while I stood free, unburdened, unbroken, my dignity intact, and as I walked out of the room, leaving him speechless, humiliated, and stripped of the power he had wielded over me for years, I felt a strange serenity wash over me, the kind of satisfaction that comes from knowing you no longer depend on anyone else for validation, that love cannot be coerced, and that the woman who had given everything had finally reclaimed herself, leaving behind only the echo of his words. Leave! Now powerless to hurt, as I stepped into a future where my strength, my worth, and my freedom were no longer defined by someone else's cruelty but by the deliberate, precise, and undeniable truth I had unveiled.